Hey, I'm Mindy Kinnis. I wanted to jump on here real quick and answer a few more questions that I've received about the Apex Trader Funding account. So lots of people are writing in, lots of people have questions, and I think they're all awesome, valid questions. So let's go through them. Alan says, so what is this, paper money or an actual account that will allow you to profit? So it's both. During your evaluation, it is a paper funded account, paper trading. And once you are approved, if you get approved, then that becomes a real account that you can keep up to 90% of that profit. So the way that it works is you have to request payouts, and they do that once a month if you are interested in that, or you can just continue to grow the account, depending on what you want to do with it. So that is how that works. Tyra wrote and had a couple of great points. She wanted to talk about the trailing threshold, and that is something that you need to understand. There are tons of videos on the Apex site, so I'm not going to go into all the details here. They have all that content for you over there, but make sure you know how it works. Basically, it's this. As you work your account up, you have a trailing threshold of how much you can potentially lose. Now, every time you trade, as that account goes up, even on open trades, that trail is going to come up with you. So then let's say you're up $1,000 and that trail has moved up $1,000 as well. But then you are not going to take your profit. You don't close out the trade. You end up coming back and getting stopped out with a loss. Well, that trail then still hasn't moved. So just to be super clear about that, that is one of the, I don't want to call it hard things, because it's one of the ways that they protect themselves. There's no way that any company is going to give any of us, $25 to $300,000 to trade on without covering their own ass, right? So that's the way that they do that. So again, all that content, all that information is on their site. Make sure you watch the videos to know what you are getting yourself into. My assumption is that we are all adults here and you will do your due diligence before signing up for anything. Another point that Tyra made, which I think is awesome to point out, is that because you are in a way working for Apex, then like you almost become a contractor to them. So instead of your regular tax differentiation in trading futures, which is a capital gains tax of 60/40, the way that it works in that case is you are a 1099 contractor, basically. So you would get a 1099 from them, a miscellaneous 1099. And so that then does not count for futures that you trade on your own account, which is the 60/40. So I hope that makes sense. It is a little bit different. You are then a contracted 1099 person to Apex. Again, I just think that's less paperwork. I don't mind that at all. It's not that big of a deal to me, but you should know. And finally, a couple more things to mention. With Apex, you cannot hold overnight, and that could be a determining factor. Some of you, especially with like bonds, notes, trades, you may want to hold those longer for potentially more profit. That doesn't work with Apex. You do have to close out before the end of each trading day. So just something to note there. And what else did I have on this paper? Trailing threshold, got it. It's essentially a safety mechanism for them. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention on that is once you have a funded account, once you have passed your evaluation and you are funded, the trail only goes up so much and then it does stop. So that's not something that you need to deal with forever going forward. If you end up trading with Apex, there is a limit to how much it will trail you on the funded accounts, not in the evaluation, but in the funded. So just again, to be clear about that, make sure you watch all the videos on the Apex site. They do a really good job of describing how the program works, how to do everything. There's a little bit of technical stuff involved because you need to connect a NinjaTrader account with a Rithmic account, but they literally show you step by step by step in both text and video. So you can just follow their directions. It's not too terribly difficult. They also, like I mentioned in my last video, they have great support. So if you need something, reach out to them. And to me, they've always been super helpful and very quick on the response. So those are just a couple more things to consider. As a heads up, that sale that they're doing this weekend, which is 80% off, ends tomorrow, which is Sunday, Easter Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So that is the last time you can get that 80% off. You can always, though, use my coupon code to get ongoing 50% off. So just, it's not like you've totally missed out. They're just some pretty awesome prices this weekend. So that is what I have for you now. Thank you to all of those of you who have either asked questions or just pointed out other things about Apex. I think it's helpful for the whole community to know. I'm Mindy Kinnis. Thanks so much for watching.